Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're in the property that we call the faraway property. It's actually an hour away from where I live, so it's a little bit inconvenient having to come all the way out here to do stuff, all the way home, all the way out here. So you can imagine working here for a couple of weeks is a bit annoying. Thought about staying here overnight, but not so comfy because you can see there's no furniture in here so far. So this is a bit more of an upgrade from the converted flat which we were looking at before. So got carpets in here, amazing. So these have freshly been put in here this week. Just been hoovering them up, removing all the little pieces. You see this one's got quite a cool design. It's got some pretty big fireplaces in here. Okay, so we've just finished doing the electrics in here as well, so all the lights now work. Going through here. So just finishing off the skirting boards through here. You can see the little edges here around the walls and the doors. So this is quite a faff to put in here because all of the floorboards, it's individual floorboards, but they weren't quite fitting to be flat. So they kept burring around the edges, so we had to really squish them in a little bit. As you can see, we finished off the step here with a metal strip. And again, fixed it up, both the same. So coming through here, so this is where the beds ended up that we came and picked up from the other flat the other day. So we've just thrown them in here for some storage. So yeah, typically these beds, these are a zip and link bed. You can see on the edge here, the zip, so actually the other way around. This one should rotate around the other way. And then the feature in the middle there, got a little shelf. This is a really, really old Victorian house. So all of the architecture inside is original. So these beds will be together. There's a plug socket either side there. New radiator. This is a white radiator rather than the grey one we'd normally go for. Again, brand new carpets. Trying to fix the lock on this door, which is proving a little bit more difficult than expected. There's a small courtyard garden out there. So yeah, lights just finished just this week. Again, with the open plan from the top here, with the windows just adding a little bit more light rather than having it all standard. The bathroom's just been finished too, so grey radiator. As you can see, we've got all of this sorted. Still got some paint on there. All this needs to be finished off completely. We did have to sand down all these windows, so these were all flaking off and not completely finished, but we had to sand and fill and repaint all of the windows, which would take a lot of effort. Try not to lose the design completely. There's small grooves on the edge of the windows, and I was trying not to completely sand them off to lose the whole design. As I said, new bath and shower, which is quite nice. Need to get the shower head on there. The extractor was put in. We've got 5 spotlights on the ceiling here. Extra light in the bathroom. So we'll go back into this bedroom here. So then this is the third bedroom. No, I've only shown you 2 so far. This is the third bedroom. Again, plug sockets, finished, ready to put stuff in. Got this neat little cubby hole in here. Spare roll of carpet, and then we fell through the floorboards in there, which is going to be carpeting out in here to get a nice big cupboard, which will be lovely. So these are pretty cool lights. So normally you'd have your light switch on the wall, but with these, just click them and the lights turn on, which is pretty cool. So these will be mounted on the wall somewhere, but rather than running the wires through them, you just click and turn on. So that's that one, and then the hall light is over there. So like I have all the power right now to turn on all the lights. So going back through again. And then this is the second bedroom. So again, the lights, sanding down all these windows. In here we have an ensuite. Still a few things in there that need to get removed. Lino's been put in. There's a radiator behind this wall. It was quite tight getting these cupboards in here. You can see there's only a few millimeters just between the wall there, so that was pretty tight. But with the architrave, we actually had to sand this down so it was a bit thinner all the way down the strap, the edge there, purely to get these drawers in and out. Ended up working up okay. Have a mirror needs to go on the wall there. That window also was sanded and repainted. The extractor fan and lights are all in here as well. We'll have a TV mounted up here. There's another little cupboard going on in there. Okay, so then going back through, so I'll show you the kitchen. So the kitchen's taken quite a lot of work so far. I pressed all the buttons and I turned these lights on in here as well. Now you can see them. This is actually the kitchen surface. You can see the sink has been cut out in there. We were just redoing some of the plumbing underneath the sink, so we had to move the whole thing out. So coming through here, this kitchen has got the original floor in here at the moment. We're going to get some kind of laminated wood to go in here rather than just straight liner, because you can see where it's tiled. If I had straight liner on here, every time people walk through, especially through this entrance to the middle of the house, you're going to have all the grooves and indents going through there. It's going to look not so great. So yeah, so as you saw, this is where the kitchen sink would normally go. Open this. Ooh, dishwasher. Bit stiffer than I thought. So surface will go on here. Got the oven and the microwave sitting in like that. This will be the hob with the extractor fan. So the extractor fan will go through there just to finish it off. Power for all these things. So we had to slot this hob down into this drawer. So if you were looking inside this, you would see that the hob actually is in that drawer. But because it's cutlery, it's going to be quite low down anyway, so it shouldn't catch on anything in there, so it should be okay. So then the outside area, so you saw the courtyard a minute ago. We've just been working on some of these windows out here today. So as you can see the old Victorian style. So we just have the ground floor. But we have been doing these drains today because it's all based up on a hill. So all of the water runs down and blocks all of this area here, which is pretty inconvenient. But yeah, repainted here, masking taped around the edge of the frame. And then just whacked on some undercoat on there, and then we'll have to finish it off with a second coat, and then easily just peel off the masking tape when it's finished, and it just gives it a nice smooth effect around the edge there. But yeah, so this is this property. This is a more finished and up-to-date Airbnb than the one we were in before, so this one has minimal changes to finish it all off compared to the other one, which has no carpets, no nothing. This is almost finished, I reckon maybe a week or so, and we'll have it all up and ready to go. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. That would be great. Thanks. Bye.